Hello, my name is Heather, and I'm apparently starting a BookTube channel. I'm looking for something fun, and so I thought, why not try this? And it hopefully will challenge me along the way. So I'm going to start with the classic BookTube Newbie Tag questions, and hopefully you'll get to know me a little bit, and then we'll go from there. But these are kind of random questions. Not really sure about them, so hopefully I'll do this again in a future date with some better questions. So number one, why did you start this channel? Talk about books. Really, that's all I'm looking for, is to talk about books and challenge myself in my reading habits a little bit better. Number two, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to YouTube? Not really sure. I do know that I read a little bit different than a lot of the booktubers I'm seeing. They kind of have very specific niches or genres that they read, and I am very eclectic, with my only hindrances being I don't read horror or romance. So I read very widely for that. What are you most excited for? Um, I'm excited to build community. I feel I'm in a period where I'm very lonely. I'm a mama with 7, soon to be 8. And I don't get to talk to a lot of adults in my day, and definitely not a lot of adults who read. So I am looking forward to doing that, and building community here. Why do I love reading? I just always have. I love the encouragement you can get from some books. I love the escapism, obviously. It's just a delight and a joy. And now that I have children and I'm homeschooling, I love the conversations that I have with my kids about books and just the connections we've made. And so we just love reading. Oh, what book series got you into reading? I don't really know. I know I read a lot as a young child, but I don't really remember. There's not like a picture book or anything like that that sticks out. But I do know, and this is embarrassing, Babysitter's Club. I read them all. My mom held on to them for the longest time. I now kind of qualify those as junk reading, but they got me into reading and I loved it, and I read it prolifically. What questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? So I'm really new to the whole booktube thing, and I've been kind of like gone down a rabbit hole the last few days. But I think I would ask them like tips for tracking my readings, because I'm really good about just reading a book and then moving on, and I don't track them very well. And then also just like staying on top of challenges. Obviously, I'm busy and I get distracted and life happens, but like, how do you stay on top of your challenges and make time? And then just coming up with creative content, because I don't know, I just sometimes have a hard time coming up with a new spin on things. I don't know. Let's see here. Number 7 is, what challenges will be the hardest with BookTube? Really, content creation, like trying to get something that's worth watching, that's actually going to make you want to even click on these videos, and then making time to read more. And that's, that is what it is. So sorry, somebody is mowing our grass, and I have no control over that and have no clue when they show up. Such is life. When did you start reading? I don't know. I'm guessing around kindergarten, first grade. I don't know. I don't really remember that. My earliest memories of reading are my mom reading me The Teddy Bear Picnic, and my grandmother reading me. She had and I have it. I couldn't find it. I think I put it away for safekeeping, but a Top Cat cartoon book, and then also what do you call it? Sleeping Beauty. I never saw the Disney video of Sleeping Beauty until I was an adult. And my grandma had just read me the book and it was my favorite. And so I always said it was my favorite, even though I had never read it, or I hadn't ever seen the movie, but I just love that. And then I know as a youth, like elementary school, I loved reading, and I would like hide in my closet with a flashlight or with a closet light on, just to read longer. And then I kind of had a break in college. I worked a lot and also went to college. And then first few years of marriage, I didn't read quite as much, and I read a lot of junk when I did read. And then when I started homeschooling my kids, I embraced the Charlotte Mason method very early on, and that has led me down a whole rabbit hole of reading and has really just changed my entire perspective on reading. So yeah, when do I read? Whenever I can. I have started to do a lot of audiobooks. Just because it's the nature of life. I can fold laundry, I can do dishes, I can, while driving to the tons of music lessons, I can listen to an audiobook. I do a lot of hard copy books. I'm a note taker, annotator. I am not big on ebooks though. I mean, I can see the appeal, but they just haven't been that that hasn't been something that I've gotten into. We're a really tech light family. So that probably is why I don't have, like, my tablet is 20 years old. I don't know that ebooks are going to be a popular way for me. Last question is, what kind of books do you read? I read pretty much everything. Like I said at the beginning, I avoid most romance. It's just not, I'm a Christian. I do have very strong beliefs about that. That doesn't hinder me from reading certain things, but there are certain things that I don't want to fill my time and mind with, and that's romance and horror. I just, it doesn't appeal to me. Like I said, I used to do romance, got convicted about it. Just, it wasn't for me. But I love children's books and YA and middle grade. I read a lot of that because I try to pre-read before my kids. And then as far as genres go, though, I read fantasy, sci-fi. I wrote them all down so I wouldn't forget. Fantasy, sci-fi, mystery, historical fiction, classics, biography, a lot of nonfiction. Yeah, and while I say I'm a Christian, I do not. Unfortunately, if I see a low Christian tag, a lot of times it turns me off from looking at the book because so much Christian writing is just like overly saccharine. But I will give it a chance sometimes, but I don't want that overtly throw it in your face moral Christianity. I want more of it. It's there. I love Narnia. I love Tolkien. I love those kind of where you have some Christian principles in the background of it. I love other books. I also love reading Christian biographies. I just, please don't come at me. I don't particularly love those overtly moralistic Christian writings, I guess. And the other subject that I don't read very much, but I do enjoy is poetry. And I don't know, I used to really love it and I'm struggling to get back into it. So there we go. That's kind of books you'll find here is a lot, a large variety. I'm going to try to share about children's books separate from adult books, but sometimes it just is a mesh in my mind because I am a homeschool mom. So hopefully that has piqued your interest. You'll come back. I think my next video I'm going to share about Historathon. I'm going to try that for this month, November 2024, see how that goes. I'm just going to try to challenge myself. Other challenges I have in the future is I'm going to obviously have a 2025 challenge. I always have a yearly challenge. Sometimes it goes by the wayside. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be doing an Advent reading challenge, kind of not really a challenge. It's a mother's education with Little World Wanderers. She has some Advent books and reflection and a very Charlotte Mason-esque thing. And then I'm also going to be doing a 40 before 40. I just turned 39, and so I am concocting a list of 40 books that I want to read before I turn 40. And I'm still debating what ones will qualify for that list because I read so eclectically. So make sure you check back for that. And thank you so much for watching. If this sounds interesting to you, please subscribe. That helps me out. Like I said, I'm going to do this for a hobby, so I don't care quite as much. So thanks for watching.